After indulging in a horror video game named Stay Alive, Loomis Crowley contacts his friend Hutch, urging him to join for a gaming session. However, Hutch declines, and they plan to meet over the weekend instead. Loomis, investigating a noise, discovers his friend Rex having fun with his girlfriend Sarah. Subsequently, Loomis experiences a nightmare about the game, involving his character's hanging death. Unsettled, he goes downstairs for milk, unaware of being observed. A shadow soon emerges, prompting him to run upstairs, where he finds his friends brutally murdered. A chain suddenly wraps around Loomis's neck, hanging him and causing instantaneous death. Meanwhile, Hutch believes he's in trouble at work, only to find out his boss, Miller, is upset about his character's demise in the game. Hutch provides gaming advice, instantly lifting Miller's spirits. Later, a phone call informs Hutch of Loomis and his friends' deaths. At the funeral, Abigail introduces herself to Loomis, taking his picture as Sarah's friend. Loomis's sister Emma gives Hutch her brother's bag containing video games. Abigail gives Hutch her number for support. Hutch visits friends October and Phineas, unsure about the tragedy. October examines Loomis's belongings, discovering an old picture with Hutch. Phineas finds the game Stay Alive in Loomis's bag, revealing it as the last game he played. Hutch discloses Loomis's invitation to play, feeling guilty for declining. October assures him it's not his fault. Phineas wonders about the game's origin, and Hutch explains Loomis was a beta tester, sparking Phineas's interest in trying it. Later, Swink, Phineas, and October join Hutch at his place. Abigail arrives, and Hutch introduces her. As they set up to play Stay Alive, they learn the game requires reciting the Prayer of Elizabeth, spoken aloud. Despite ominous warnings, they proceed to choose characters. The game instructs them to uncover the truth about Jerouge Plantation, striking a chord with October. As they play, they encounter challenges and revelations, with Miller joining them online. The game becomes voice-activated, leading them to recite Elizabeth's prayer. The game warns of dire consequences, marking them for death. Unfazed, they continue playing. Hutch's friend Swink and the group delve deeper into the game, discovering a secret room displaying Countess Elizabeth Bathory's portrait and her diary. Miller, exploring tunnels in the game, describes his predicament, losing roses and sensing vibrations. Eventually, he encounters the Countess, who fatally stabs him. Hutch relays Miller's instructions to Phineas, who becomes distracted by a mysterious figure outside Miller's office. The next day, Hutch learns of Miller's death. Detectives Thibodeau and King interview Hutch, learning about the online game. King suspects Hutch due to his proximity to Miller's office, but Thibodeau advises caution. They exchange numbers, anticipating further discussions. Hutch discovers Miller's body from his office. Phineas finds Miller's character in the game, encouraging them to continue playing. Hutch and Abigail get upset, leading Phineas to play alone. October inquires about Abigail's story, learning about her background. October smokes beside Hutch, triggering painful memories. Hutch, avoiding conversation about his troubles, mentions his aversion to fire. They discuss Miller's unusual death, resembling the fate of his game character. Hutch leaves abruptly, recalling the deaths of Loomis and friends after playing the game, prompting him to check on Phineas. Meanwhile, Phineas ventures into the game solo, using a mirror to track the Countess. However, the mirror shatters, as the Countess despises mirrors. Undeterred, Phineas flips the mirror and spots a carriage approaching his character. Before he can proceed, Phineas pauses the game, and his friends find him smoking upon arrival. Hutch speculates on the eerie similarity between Loomis and Miller's deaths and their in-game character deaths, but Phineas dismisses it as paranoia. Later, Phineas repairs his car outside while Hutch, revealing scars from a past fire incident, shaves in the bathroom. Hutch notices a momentary change in his reflection, but the mirror quickly reverts to normal. Meanwhile, Swink, oblivious to blood on his keyboard, delves into researching perceptive reality. October witnesses a dead girl in the mirror, coinciding with Phineas hearing an approaching carriage and narrowly avoiding a real vehicle. Hutch investigates Loomis and Miller's deaths at the office, oblivious to a dead girl walking nearby. He shares incident reports with his friends, emphasizing the pattern of deaths mirroring the in-game scenarios. October supports Hutch's theory, revealing the backstory of Jerouge, based on Countess Elizabeth Bathory's life. October believes the Countess returns to claim them in the game. Phineas narrowly avoids an accident while talking to October and friends on the phone. He discusses perceptive reality with Swink, who reveals recent auditory and visual disturbances. Phineas's friends rush to pick him up, but a black carriage fatally strikes him. Hutch and the others discover Phineas's body, prompting a call to detectives Thibodeau and King. Thibodeau privately questions Hutch, suspecting his involvement. King, curious about the game, plays it, halted by Hutch as he recognizes the danger. After the detectives leave, October blames Hutch for Phineas's death, while Hutch, unable to change the past, apologizes. October plans to seek the killer, and King learns Stay Alive is an underground game before meeting a gruesome fate. Hutch and Abigail investigate Loomis's house, where Hutch reveals a tragic family history involving a fire. Breaking in, they find a lead to the game company Loomis tested for. Hutch contacts Swink, guiding them through the journey. October shares insights from a book, suggesting ways to defeat the Countess. They learn about King's demise from the news. Swink and October quickly leave Hutch's place as the police arrive, discovering an article about the Countess. Hutch considers the Countess's diary for answers. Meanwhile, Swink guides Hutch to the game company's location, unveiling the real Jarouge plantation. Abigail finds a doll resembling the Countess, discovering a room mirroring the game. She stumbles upon the Countess's diary and silver shears, screaming as darkness envelops her. Rushing back upon Abigail's distress, Hutch seeks guidance from Swink. Unlocking doors, Swink directs Hutch to the wardrobe, but the Countess targets Abigail. Swink intervenes in the game, saving Abigail. Hutch rescues her and they listen as Swink instructs them to find roses and nails. In the van, the doors close, but Swink saves his character from the Countess. The chase continues in both the game and reality, with Swink escaping the Countess. Hutch and Abigail collect roses and nails, and Hutch uses a rose to repel the Countess. They head to the torture chamber ready to use roses when needed. Hutch reaches the tower, but Abigail gets separated. She urges Hutch to leave her, providing a rose. Hutch finds the Countess's body, driving nails into her. Meanwhile, the Countess's ghost attacks Abigail, disappearing upon the final nail. Hutch traps the Countess using a reflective laptop before setting the room ablaze. Swink rescues Hutch and Abigail, fleeing as the Countess's body burns. In a surprising turn, the video game shop owner receives Stay Alive and tries it out. The game gains popularity, and the prayer of Elizabeth is recited once again.